Bible says in Romans chapter 4, verse 13, this is for the promise that he should be the heir of the world was not to Abraham or to his seed through the law, but through the righteousness of faith. For they which have the law be heirs, faith is made void, and the promise made of none effect. Because the law worketh wrath. When there's no law, there's no transgression. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be by grace to the end. The promise might be sure to all the seed, that not to that only which is of the law, but also to that which is of the faith of Abraham, was the father of us all. Many times when we talk about the story of Abraham, the emphasis most times is on the faith of Abraham. But what Apostle Paul is writing to us said that, yes, Abraham had faith, but Abraham's faith was pointing to something, which was the grace of God. So the emphasis really should not be on Abraham's faith, but on the grace of God, because Abraham's faith was to point us to the grace of God. So Paul says, therefore, it is of faith that it might be by grace. So it's the grace of God. So the reason for Abraham's faith at all was because of God's grace. So, and it's just amazing to realize that this grace has been shown to all of us. It's abundant, God's abundant grace. So that everything Abraham received, he really actually received by God's grace. It was the grace of God that made all these things available to him. Yes, Abraham had faith, but his faith is not really what Paul was talking about, but it's the grace of God that produced the faith that Abraham had. Be blessed.